with your hosts, Andrew Romanella.
I legitimately watched the entire women's triathlon.
When you play battle in Mario Kart and you don't turn off any of the items, there are bananas everywhere. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Rome Show here on 12ouncesports.com. Broadcast live on Dingo TV, channel 217. I am your host, Andrew Romanella. We are back live October 17th. It's a Thursday, and we have a good amount of sports to talk about. Get in on the action. The Rome Show 1. That's Instagram. That's TikTok. That's X. That's Facebook. Wherever you want to get us up on the social media, the Rome Show 1. We want to talk some Mets and Dodgers, some Yankees and Guardians tonight. Game 3, the WNBA Finals. What a great Game 3 that was last night. Davante Adams trade. We haven't talked about that yet this week. And, of course, we'll get you ready for Thursday night football tonight. Comment in on the show on YouTube or any of the areas with which you watch and or listen. We'd love to know your thoughts and your feedback. The other day, I asked everybody what their favorite Mario Kart character was. And I never actually revealed my favorite Mario Kart character. And I don't know if it's that it's my favorite character or it's that we just dominate so much, but Yoshi is my go-to guy when it comes to playing Mario Kart. In the newer version of Mario Kart on the Nintendo Switch, you have like 7 different options for which color you'd like Yoshi to be. White, black, red, blue, green, yellow, orange. I mean, I think you have like literally 9 options. But at the end of the day, Yoshi is my go-to character in Mario Kart. And I've been asking the people what is their go-to kart player. Rocky was on the show on Tuesday, and he told us Luigi, which if you look at my brother and then you look at Luigi, it makes just so much sense. But for me, I like the little dinosaur. Every once in a while, I'll get mixed in with some other people. But for the most part, I am a Yoshi guy through and through. Right into the show. Let us know who your go-to Mario Kart character is. Oh, I hit the Rocky sounder. I guess we were talking about. All right. My go-to baseball team's the New York Mets. Okay. And yesterday, the Mets got shellacked by the Los Angeles Dodgers 8-0. Shohei Ohtani hit an absolute towering of a homer in the, I believe it was the 8th inning to really put this game what felt like out of reach. It was 4-0. Tyler McGill, I believe, put runners on first and second. And then Shohei Ohtani went big fly up to the second deck in right field. The Mets only collected 4 hits against the Dodgers, and Walker Buehler only threw 4 innings. So the Dodgers do a really good job of controlling the pitch count on Walker Buehler. Now he could possibly come back in this series if necessary. 3 arms, 1 inning, and then Casparius, the last 2 innings. The Dodgers take a 2-1 series lead. Luis Severino is on the hill for the Mets. 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, 3 Ks. That's Luis' problem, man. 95 pitches in 4 2/3. So it's not that he's necessarily getting hit around the ballpark. It's not that he's necessarily making the game out of reach. It's that he doesn't give the Mets enough depth. And the problem we've learned with this Mets bullpen throughout the course of the year, even this run to the National League Championship Series, is they can't fully be trusted. It's not a bullpen like others in Major League Baseball, or even like other teams we've seen in the postseason, i.e. the Yankees, or even the Padres before they got knocked out, that have guys that they can go to, guys that they trust. I would argue the Dodgers, even though on paper you would think were a better starting staff, probably get more out of their bullpen right now in terms of what's going to be the pitching pieces that lead them to winning a World Series. So last night you saw it again. They used 5 different arms. This is their MO. This is Dave Roberts' MO. He is not afraid to give a guy 7 straight innings, but he's also not afraid to use 9 pitchers in 9 innings. I believe there is something to that. Okay. Now, the one game the Mets won in LA was game 2, and that was the proposed bullpen day for the Los Angeles Dodgers. But having to switch up velocities, having to switch up arm slots, having to switch up size of pitcher is very hard for an offense. To go from a maybe fastball, curveball, changeup mix to go to a cutter, slider, splitter mix, to go from a fastball, 2-seam, 4-seam to a changeup and a 12-6 curveball mix every 3 outs, every 5 outs. It's super difficult. Arm slots are different. People are bigger. The velocity's ranging. The fastball somewhere probably from 8 to 10 miles per hour. Some of the off speed probably from 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's a lot of variables that a hitter has to go through and try and figure out what pitch am I going to hit in this 8/10 of a second that I have to make a decision. So whether it's a part of the plan or it's not part of the plan, the Dodgers are doing a really good job of the next man up on the mound and getting the outs that they need. And twice in this series, the Dodgers have shut out the New York Metropolitans 9-0 in game 1 and 8-0 in game 3. My only problem with this series, outside of the obvious, which is the Metropolitans are down 2-1, my only problem with this series outside of that is I want good baseball. I want to be able to watch competitive baseball. Even the Guardians and the Yankees, so be it, feels like the Yankees have a stranglehold on that series, still have the feeling that they're going back and forth, that there's a battle there. This one team doesn't score but at all and has like 1 inning for an opportunity, and the other team just dominates offensively. That's gone on in the Mets-Dodgers series is no fun for me. If the Mets are going to lose, can I at least have it be a line drive diving catch by the shortstop in the 9th that keeps the tying run from scoring from second base? Like, give me some of that flavor. Give me some of the Phillies series flavor, you know? And as a fan of the winning team, you don't care, right? It's way easier to beat a team 8-0, 9-0, not be nail biters, right? But for me, the fan, I would really, really appreciate seeing a quality baseball game on both sides. Both sides have a good pitching staff situation. Both offenses find a way. Maybe game 4 tonight, 8:08 p.m. Maybe we try a 3-2 game on for size. Mets and Dodgers. Tonight, for the Metropolitans, you will have Jose Quintana on the hill. Quintana, up and down career as a Met after being traded over in the Francisco Lindor situation 3 years ago. 10-10, 3.75 ERA. Not a huge strikeout guy, going to use his defense. For the Dodgers, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto, 7-2, 3 ERA. Again, not electric strikeout stuff, but nonetheless, a guy that can get out in 2 postseason starts. 8 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs. So it hasn't been great for Yamamoto. We'll see if the Mets can connect. The Yankees and the Guardians, they'll play game number 3 tonight. That's going to be in Cleveland. On the mound for the Yankees is for the Guardians is Matthew Boyd. On the mound for the Yankees is Clark Schmidt. The matchup is very similar for both teams on the hill, outside of one throwing right-handed and one throwing left-handed. Now, remember everyone, in the LCS right now it is a 2-3-2 format. Okay, so you're 2 at home for the Yankees. Now you're 3 at home for the Guardians, and then you're 2 at home, if necessary, back in the Bronx. I do believe the Guardians can get a game in this series. I actually believe they could get 2. I don't see this Yankees team as so dominant that this Cleveland team, who only won 2 less games than them in the regular season, couldn't find a way. Okay, this Cleveland team at home tends to be a really good ball club. They have a great fan base, and I don't think I've ever seen a Cleveland Guardians team over the last 15 years make the postseason and just go out like that. I just can't imagine that's going to happen. So in this game tonight, I'm leaning towards the Guardians. The home team has not had a real advantage in this postseason. It's like a 50-50 split right now on the home team winning or the away team winning. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Guardians in this game because I don't think they're going to be swept. I think that they are good enough. They have a good enough offense led by Jose Ramirez, who had 39 homers and 118 RBIs this year. You just have to get to the Yankees early because the only way you can compromise this team in the bullpen is if you make them use 7 innings worth of bullpen arms. If you can make sure their starter doesn't go 3 1/3 or more. Get the starter out by the 4th inning, you change the trajectory of the New York Yankees, both in the game you're playing, game 3, and also the rest of this series. It's like most teams are like, ooh, we gotta get to the starter. We want to avoid the bullpen. We want to get to the starter. All these different thought processes, right? And for the Yankees, you'd think, oh, we got to get to the starter, but no, the bullpen's really good. So when the bullpen comes in, there's going to be some legit arms. But when you're down 2-0 and you have 3 straight games at home, and you've had starters for the Yankees that are going 5-6 innings, and now allowing the bullpen path to be easier for a really good bullpen, you got to absolutely annihilate a starter. You have to find a way to blow the entire thing up where you get Clark Schmidt out of the game in the 2nd. And I know that's a far-fetched plan. I know that that's a hard thing to do. That is not something that you can just do. But if you find a way to get to the bullpen, let's say the Guardians make the Yankees bullpen collect 17 or more outs. Okay, you have a really, real chance to win that baseball game because Boone now has to make bullpen decisions earlier than he wants / needs to, and then you compromise tomorrow and game 5. So it's got to be hard, long, grind them out at bats for the Cleveland Guardians. It has to be grueling type stuff for the pitching staff of the Yankees in game number 3. If that aligns, I think you see a 2-1 series going into game 4 and a real chance then for the Guardians to find their way back. Do I think that's a high chance? No. But do I think that's the path? Yes. And so we'll see what happens. The Yankees at the Guardians is 5:08 tonight on TBS, and the Dodgers at the Mets is 8:08 tonight on FS1. You know what also is going on right now? The WNBA Finals. That is right. The New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx. They are competing for the WNBA Finals, and the New York Liberty are in the 5th finals in organization history, but they are 0-4 right now in the history of the Liberty franchise in winning the finals, including losing last year to the Las Vegas Aces. Well, game 3 was played last night in Minnesota, and Sabrina Ionescu knocked down a big bucket for New York to send them to a 2-1 series lead. Let's watch it.
8 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter of game 3. 4 seconds. Ionescu will heave and hit! And hit! Sabrina Ionescu with the biggest shot in Liberty history. 77 New York in front on a logo bomb.
Logo bomb from Ionescu. My bad. Botched her name before. What a bucket. Little step back, Steph Curry-esque. She was in the 3-point contest on NBA All-Star Weekend against Steph Curry because she's that type of shooter. Breanna Stewart in this game had played 36 minutes, scored 30 points to lead the Liberty offensively. 4 different scores for the New York Liberty in double figures, including Ionescu, who had 13, none bigger than the final 3, which was that bucket to seal the deal. Minnesota, for Minnesota, excuse me. Wow, with my English there. Nafisa Collier led the way with 22 points on 9 of 22 from the field. Kayla McBride also put in 19 points. Both of these teams struggle with bench scoring. The Liberty 9, the Lynx 8. So we go. I believe we stay in Minnesota for game 4. And then if there is an if necessary game number 5, that will be played back in New York. Game number 4 will be played, I was correct, in Minnesota, and that will be tomorrow night. So we'll break that down a little bit more on tomorrow's show. But Sabrina Ionescu, one of the greatest players in Oregon basketball history. Breanna Stewart, one of the greatest players in UConn women's basketball history, team up for the New York Liberty. And let's see if Ionescu, Stewart, and the ladies can get New York basketball their first title in like 40 years. We will keep you locked on that. Stay locked on the Rome Show through this commercial break right here, because we're going to come back. We're going to talk Davante Adams to the New York Jetropolitans and the Broncos at the Saints. Thursday night football. So much to do here. 12ouncesports.com. Dingo TV, channel 217.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
It's the Rome Show!
Yeah, the Rome Show. 12ouncesports.com, Dingo TV, channel 217. Andrew Romanella here. Got you till 12:30. Get in on the action with social media or commenting live on the show. Would love for someone to comment live on the show. The social media is The Rome Show 1. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X/Twitter. What Mario Kart character do you play with? We have a poll going on the Instagram right now. Let's read a few that we have received. It is Toad all the way. Okay, that's fair. You have yours. I have mine. Peach. Gotta love that. How about this one right here? Bowser. I don't know if he's the fastest, but I love to crash him into people. Okay, we gotta love that. So the Rome Show 1 on Instagram, on Twitter, on all the places. if you want to tell us who your favorite Mario Kart character is, and why. We got into this discussion because I alluded to the National Football League playing field looking a lot like the Mario Kart battlefield when you don't turn off all of the items and there are bananas everywhere. Now, a lot of people have played regular Mario Kart and had a lot of bananas all over the regular driving course, okay? But that's what it looks like to me when I watch the National Football League. All right. No more prominent than whatever game I was watching the other day. Maybe it was the Bills and the Jets on Monday Night Football. Maybe it was something else. But it was like 250 yards worth of like flags and 240 yards worth of offense. It's like, okay, maybe there's something we can do that can change these rules just a hair so that the officials who clearly either aren't good enough to officiate at the speed that the National Football League is playing at, or they actually are so good that the rules of this sport are not adapting over time to the athlete on the field. And oftentimes you see that. I mean, a lot of sports, those things can happen where it's almost like the athlete outgrows the sport. Football's already gone through this with the formation of the forward pass rule. So essentially, you can now throw the football. Well, how about that evolution? That means you would only run the rock, which I'm cool with. Every Sunday, I'm in front of the television. Most football teams run the rock. Run the rock. Just run the rock. Half the time running the rock is just about establishing that you're going to think about running the rock so you could pretend to run the rock and then throw a deep ball. So, who's your favorite Mario Kart character? We got there because flags in the National Football League remind us on the Rome Show way too much of Mario Kart. Right in your character, we would love to know it. The New York Jetropolitans got another character. That is correct. The Jets have traded for Davante Adams. Davante Adams was with the Las Vegas Raiders for the last season and a half. Prior to that, he spent 2017 to 2021 in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. And here is what they did. 622 receptions, 7,590 receiving yards, 69 touchdowns in 108 games. That is a really legitimate combination for a span of 6 seasons from 17 to 21. Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers combined for the most touchdowns in the National Football League. And they are now reuniting in New York. It was a conditional third-round pick Las Vegas got, which I don't know if is enough, but at the end of the day, Davante Adams wanted out of New York, and I think that means you hamstring the Las Vegas Raiders, who are saying we got to get the best we can get for this guy, because if we don't, well, then this is really going to be a waste. So Davante Adams is a New York Jet. Now, here's the deal. You know what? I'm going to play this clip, then I'm going to give you my thoughts. Here's Davante and Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee Show.
Did you fly over last night and Aaron wasn't returning any of your text messages? What's that all about? You think about saying, get me the hell out of here anytime that?
Yeah, he was having second thoughts. He's been known to have both when it comes to pulling the trigger with me. But hopefully we can put that behind us now. And we're back, man. We're back.
Okay, so obviously whenever the conversation about you getting traded is becoming the focal point of NFL conversations, Tay, a lot of people immediately placed you with the Jets because your relationship with Aaron and the offense and understanding it. For you, first of all, how's the hamstring? And then second of all, is there any newness to the offense that they're running right now, or are you going to be able to kind of pick up pretty seamlessly with Aaron?
Well, first off, thank you for asking about the injury, and I'm feeling great, man. Feeling great. Getting, I was working with the staff over in Vegas the whole time, and they got me back right. So, fortunately, I'll be able to roll. And I'm sure there's a few new, little nuances, but for the most part, a lot of the same verbiage. Still the same OG right here. So, should be able to pick up where we left off. That's the idea.
And it looks like this has been what they wanted the entire time. And I'm not saying they as in the New York Jets or the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm saying they as in Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. I think at the end of the day, Robert Saleh got the bleep end of the stick here in New York Jets land. If you were Joe Douglas and you knew you were working down the barrel of making this happen, how do you not? I mean, listen, unless you just think it's actually that guy's fault, then at the end of the day, you had to get rid of him. But a week later, interim head coach guy gets Aaron Rodgers connected with his favorite target of all time. It's not hyperbole. That's not a lie. The numbers do not lie. And I just wanted to correct myself on one thing. Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams played from 2014 to 2021 in Green Bay. It was from 17 to 21 that they had their most historic run together as a unit. Woo! Wow, that felt good. God bless me. Thank me. I am sorry for that. Okay. The other thing I wanted to tell the people, Davante Adams, I got his career statistics up here. In 2018, 1386, 13 TDs. 2020, 1374, 18 TDs. 2021, 1553, 84 TDs. Then in his first year in Las Vegas, with a combination of like Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe Aiden O'Connell and somebody else, he had 15, 16, and 14 TDs. Last year, another combination of Aiden O'Connell and whoever else hell played quarterback there, 11, 44, and 8. The dude is phenomenal. The dude is going to make a difference. And now you put him with Garrett Wilson. And even though Aaron Rodgers might not be 2019 Aaron Rodgers or 16 or 17, he's still flinging the rock good enough. And now with Wilson, you now have Davante Adams. You have the tight end in Tyler Conklin, Braylon Edwards, Breece Hall. That is a legitimate weapons base for the New York Jetropolitans. You don't have Nathaniel Hackett hacking up the offensive play calls anymore. And without those weapons, it clearly looked better for the Jets. Let's see what happens this weekend for the Jetropolitans. Week 6 of the National Football League starts tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to break that down for our daily bananas. Oh, no, wrong app. Here we are. Let's roll. Okay, what a Thursday we're having here on the Rome Show. Anytime I'm not live, I just miss it so much the next day. Okay. Right now, our overall record in the bananas is 115 and 93. The other night, we went 1-2. We had the Yanks money line. This is Tuesday. But we took Stanton with a hit 0 for 4, and we took B-Bay with 5+ Ks. He only went 2 2/3, had 2 Ks. So that did not help the cause. So again, 1-2 day. We're going to go with all Thursday night football picks. This game opened at 37.5 points scored and is now moved to 38.5 points scored. What did I tell you the other day? If I see it or 40 or below, I'm actually going to take the under every time. The other reason I'm going to take the under in this game is the Saints, they've given up about 24.5 points per game this season, and they've averaged about 27, but that was with 2 inflated weeks in the first 2 weeks. They haven't scored more than 27 points, but one time in the last 4 weeks, whereas the Denver Broncos are 4th in the league in points given up with 16 points per game given up on defense. So even though their offense might not be elite in Denver and the Saints defense might not be elite, there is an elite unit on the field, and that is the defense for the Denver Broncos. And according to the statistics, the Saints are top 10 offense in scoring. Again, will they be the team that scored 44, 47, or 27, or will they be the team that scores under 20? We'll see, but give me the under 38.5 points total in this game. Alvin Kamara, with Spencer Rattler starting at quarterback for the Saints, is going to be the prime human being. So I'm going to take him at over 67.5 rushing yards. He feels like a guy that gets his yards, even if he is the prime focus on defense by the Broncos. I feel like he will find a way to finish this game with like 15 carries, 69 yards on the ground, 3 receptions for 17 yards, something like that. And the Broncos will win this game 21-17 or something in those lines. That is my guess for this game. The Broncos are favored by 2.5, 3 in some books where you want to find it. And then finally, I'll take a Bo Nix touchdown anytime TD score. I believe it's more likely going to be with his legs. He's only thrown 5 through the air through 6 games, but rookie QB, so we will see what happens. But overall, I take the Broncos. I'll take them with their points, and I'll take it under the 38.5. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Rome Show. 12ouncesports.com, Dingo TV, channel 217. We're back tomorrow, Friday. We'll go through all the games on the weekend, and we'll talk some more baseball. Big games tonight. Andrew Romanella, the Rome Show. Hey, be electric today. And peace!
Thank you for listening.